So now we are ready for our May theme. What do we want to name this beautiful new month? The theme that ties it all together, the intention that I really want to nurture and I want to present to you this month is, drumroll please. Hey, listener, welcome to episode number 105 of Listen Up, and welcome to the beautiful month of May. If you've been here a while, then you may already know that I love to connect the dots and find little synchronicities in all that I do. So I had to point this out. May is the 5th month of the year, and this is episode 105. And today we are unofficially celebrating our 2-year anniversary of this podcast, which lands in 2 days on May 5th, Cinco de Mayo. So the number 5 is pretty active in today's episode. It's kind of like that is the number that is dominant in today's episode. And I looked it up and found out what the angel spiritual meaning of the number 5 is. And what I gathered was it means freedom, curiosity, and change. So if you are here today, maybe it is because you are seeking freedom, curiosity, and change in your life. And hopefully today will give you a little bit of that. So this is the episode where we go through our Live with Intention framework. We do this every single month, and it is an important one because it is where we take one episode to notice what worked from last month, notice what didn't work, notice what we want to carry into the next month, and what we want to release and leave behind. We name our theme for this month, name the direction we want to head in, name our intention, and we nurture. We decide to nurture that intention and that direction and that theme going forward. So today is an episode of reflection and decision. And then we spend the month taking action on those decisions. This is incredibly important work. This is the work that allows you to just slow down long enough to pay attention. Pay attention to what your life looks like. Pay attention to the season you're in. Pay attention to what is going on and focus on not missing the moment because you live your life in a constant state of blur. When you let every day blend into the next day, it becomes like a run-on sentence instead of a carefully crafted paragraph that expresses your life. And I want to change that for you. I want you to memorialize your life. I want you to romanticize your life. I want it to have punctuation marks. So today we are setting our intention for May. And I have to tell you that I have been really thinking this through. I have struggled with finding the right theme for May because I'm feeling a lot of feelings all at once, like a lot. Just to go back a little bit into April, the theme that we chose here in the Listen Up community for April was Ask April. And Ask April was a month that allowed me to pay attention to the questions we ask and the questions we do not ask and the questions that we could ask in order to seek a life of excellence, move the needle, be more productive, and live with more intention. This was a very important month. It taught me a lot. It required a lot of reflection. And I found a lot of patterns. I connected a lot of dots, and I noticed that a lot of where we get stuck is in the questions that we are asking repeatedly over and over and over again. I actually talked a lot about this in, I want to say it was episode 102 or 103, where I talked about the 3 questions that keep us stuck. If you haven't listened to that episode, you have to go back and listen to it. It is such an important episode because it really opens your eyes to those questions that matter so much. So it was an important month. It was a reflective month. It was a productive month. And one of the things I noticed in myself that I thought was really interesting was, and I kind of alluded to this in last episode, but I didn't really go in depth on it, but I'm going to go a little in depth on it now, is that sometimes we fail to ask questions that would be important for us because of what we make the answers mean. And I noticed that in myself. I I reflected deeply, like on my business, for example, and on the work that I do. And when you're a solopreneur, you have your own business. Obviously, one of the aspects of your business is to sell. You have to sell your services. You have to sell your brand. You have to sell your programs, whatever it is, your products, whatever it is that you have to sell. And when you are selling or not selling, one of the things that you get to do is ask questions as to what the customer likes, doesn't like, what the customer wants, doesn't want, what will serve the customer, right? Like you have to engage in discovering, and a lot of people call this data mining. You do data mining. You figure out what it is that is could improve the sales between you and your customer. And I realized in Ask April that for many years, I haven't been asking enough questions because I have attached my personal worth to my brand and my work, right? I made the brand more about me than about the customer, right? Like the actual brand. I wasn't approaching my work from a neutral place because I am the brand. I am the service, like I am the coach. So it is hard. It is hard to separate yourself from the work that you do when you are a personal brand. And for many years, I protected myself from asking too many questions because I felt like if you didn't like the brand, maybe you didn't like me. And my values, when you do this Gallup Strengths Finder or whatever, my values are inclusion, harmony, I love people. I love to please people. I love to feel connected to people. I don't want to be rejected by people, right? And because of that, sometimes it's easier to stay in the dark than to confront the reality that somebody doesn't like your service, your brand, what you do, your product, your results, their results, whatever that may be. That has taken me years to figure out. And I mean, I've improved tremendously over the years, but in Ask April, one of my personal challenges was to reach out to my customers and get data and ask questions. And that little fear was triggered inside of me. It like rose up and I was like, oh, I felt that connection. And because it was Ask April, I was able to understand it. I got to reframe Ask April into, well, what if I were to approach this neutrally? What if I stopped making it about me? What if I separate my personal worth and value from the brand and use this as gold? Information is gold. Information allows you to improve, to seek excellence, to understand. We go back to curiosity. allowing yourself to be neutral about someone else's opinion and seeking to understand that opinion puts you in a more informed and powerful position than you were before. That is gold. And I was missing that in the last few years out of fear. That's important. So this month has been a very, very informative month and powerful month in allowing me to step into a more excellent identity because I am willing to stay neutral while asking the hard questions. It's so funny. My eyes are distracted because my front door has a window and I'm looking out the window as I am staring at you in the camera here. And all I see is a butterfly flying in front of me. Now, I haven't seen butterflies much lately. I used to have a client. This is so crazy, but I used to have a client that every time she came for a walking session, we saw butterflies. It was like her sign, literally her sign. And then when our work was complete, we spent 2 years working together. When our work was complete, I kind of stopped seeing butterflies. I started seeing cardinals and blue jays and other animals around my house, but not butterflies. And yesterday, I started with a new client. And the first thing I saw when I walked out of the door with this new client was a butterfly. And I thought, oh my God, this client needs magic in her life. This client needs transformation in her life. And the butterfly is a sign that she is in alignment. She is in the right place. She's supposed to be with me. And I saw it. This was yesterday. And now I'm recording and I'm seeing a butterfly right outside my window as I'm sharing this information. So I know that I am in alignment too. This is a time of transformation. This is a time of a little bit of magic. And that's the sign. So it distracted me. Okay, I'm back. I'm back to the reflection, to the live with intention framework. But this experience that I just had, I think is very synchronistic to the purpose of today's episode, because this is why this is the energy that I have been in. And this is what I want to convey to you. Okay. You're gonna understand when I give you the theme for May. So, Ask April. Ask April was a month for me of a lot of learning, of a lot of understanding, of a lot of figuring out that more important than what you receive, the information that you receive, or the question that you ask, is what you make it mean. Everything in life is about what you make it mean. Your vulnerabilities, your challenges, your fears, your relationships, everything, your successes, everything in your life comes back to what are you making this thing mean? You have the choice to make it mean something positive or something negative or something neutral. And the truth is that most wisdom is understanding that life is neutral and we are the ones that attach the meaning to it based on our experiences, our history, our culture, our programming, etc. So the question I want to carry forward into May and forever is remembering, what am I making this mean? And is there a way to make it mean something that serves me better? Is there a way to make it mean something that serves you better? What are you making this thing mean? And you will uncover so much transformation from that question. It will liberate you. It will bring you a lot of freedom. So I think Ask April was a very important month for us and will be very important to carry the lessons we learned from April into May. So now we are ready for our May theme. What do we want to name this beautiful new month? And here's the thing. I had a couple of thoughts. First of all, I wanted alliteration because, we love alliteration. So I wanted it to be like a perfect M word for May. And the words that came up for me were momentum May. I wanted to get some momentum from all the questions I was asking in April, but didn't feel right. I wanted magic May. I wanted it to be a magical month. And I've been embracing a lot of magic, hence the butterfly that I just saw, right? So that seems like it would be a perfect theme, Magic May, right? Make it magical. In fact, some of the coaching that I've been doing in the Well has been on welcoming the magic, embracing the magic, like allow the magic to come in. And still, it didn't feel like the right theme for May. And I'm going to tell you why, because even though I do want May to be about embracing the magic and finding the magic in your life, I also feel like you have to be ready to find the magic. You have to be ready for it. If you're in a bad place or you're in a rut or you're stuck and I come to you and I say, just embrace the magic, that's the theme for May, I feel like maybe you won't be ready. You won't be ready to find the magic, even though I believe that that is ultimately what May is going to be for you. I feel like May is going to be about you finding the magic. But I also know you might not be ready with that theme. Like that theme in and of itself may not be enough to get you there. So I kept thinking. Then I thought, what about meaningful May? Meaningful May. That would be a great one because May is a month of transition. There's high school seniors that are graduating. There's college seniors that are graduating. There are, we are this is the last month before we step into the season of summer, the last month of spring. It's a meaningful month. Mother's Day is in May. So, oh my goodness, Mother's Day. I thought, it could be such a meaning. Let's focus on finding the meaning of the moment. And still, it didn't feel like the right theme. So I struggled with this one. I really did. I asked a lot of questions about it. And as I'm sharing this with you, I want you thinking, do any of these themes resonate in your head? Because maybe they are the exact theme you needed, the exact word that was like, that's it. That's what I want my month to mean. And if that is what it is, I invite you to embrace it. I don't want you to, just use whatever theme I come up with, but think about it. Think about your own theme. That's part of the magic of this work. That is the cool thing is that we can all come together and use something as a collective. And we also have agency and autonomy and the uniqueness of being able to choose for ourselves. So I kept thinking, and then it hit me. And it has to do with seeing the number 5, the freedom, the curiosity, and the change. It has to do with this month that has magic and has meaning, but also has sadness and transitions. It's a both and month. It could be overwhelming and busy for some people and full of beautiful moments. It could be beautiful and brutal, a brutal moment, like Glennon Doyle says. If you do have a senior that's graduating right now, there is nostalgia and excitement. There's both. It's a both and month. And there's a lot of room for magic. A lot of room for magic. But for me, the theme that ties it all together the intention that I really want to nurture and I want to present to you this month is, drumroll please, Imagine May. I want this month for you to connect to your imagination, because where we find meaning is in what we imagine. Where we find magic is in what we imagine. When we get closer to experiencing synchronicity, magic, meaning, even momentum, is when we are connected to our profound and deep imagination. Imagination goes beyond the brain, the psyche, the check boxes, the to-dos, the productivity. Imagination sparks curiosity. Imagination is free. Imagination can present to you a life that is completely different than the one you are existing in right now. Imagination can spark change. This is a month to embrace your imagination, to start thinking about your life as a creator, as a designer, as if you have a canvas that you are free to draw on. And all you need is to connect to your imagination. And if you could just connect to that imagination, tap into it with excitement, with curiosity, with the freedom to imagine without any limitations or boundaries or barriers or limiting beliefs, you might just find the gold and the magic in there for you. I don't know why I am feeling this so strongly this month, but I have connected with so many women in April doing my life audits, in my Name the Season workshop, in my one-on-one coaching calls, in my Well program. We all want a little more magic in our lives. We are all doing so many things. We have the resilience. We have the push through. We have the capacity. We have the boxes that we're checking on. But what if we just need to tap in a little bit more into our imagination? That's what I think we need. And I'm running with it. I'm going deep in my soul, what I'm feeling, what I am believing, what is intuitively coming to me is that. And I was thinking about it and I was like, my word of the year is excellence. And excellence can feel rigid. It could be confused with perfectionism. It could feel like you need to know how to do everything correctly in order to be excellent. And the more that this year has gone by and the more I have nurtured this word of the year and thought about it and the way that every month has evolved, it feels less and less and less like perfection and more and more and more like curiosity and imagination and magic and synchronicity and permission. Permission to excel at your own pace, in your own rhythm, by your own definition. And the only way you can tap into that is by using your imagination. So that's all that I got for you today. This is the month to tap into your imagination, so that you may welcome the magic, so that you may enjoy the mystery, so that you may not miss the moments, and so that you can make it all meaningful. That's what I want for you. So whether you are sending your kid off to college or packing their bags to bring them back home, or you are in the middle of a crazy month with deadlines and just dying for the summer to come, or you're feeling in the transition in your life, wherever you are, this is the time to imagine all the possibilities. Imagine what designing your life could look like. Imagine with freedom, with curiosity, all the possibilities you have of change. Let's see what comes up for you. This is the work that we do in the well. This is us diving deep. We go deeper. We take the mask off. We get vulnerable. We get comfortable with each other. We hold each other accountable. We have these conversations and we make life more magical. If this is something that you are called to do, I invite you to find out about the well. I have a bonus promotion going on right now that through May 5th, Cinco de Mayo, the first 10 women who sign up for the well get upgraded to the VIP for the price of the standard membership. So that means you get 4 one-on-one walking sessions with me, in addition to a beautiful membership and community and a year of intention for the price of the standard membership. This is an incredible deal. Most of the spots have been taken up. We have a few left. You have 2 days to take advantage of the bonus. So if you are called to do this, I invite you to go to carolinedeposada.com/thewell and sign up today so that you can get your bonus and you and I can connect not only for a year of intention, but for 4 VIP one-on-one sessions where we can do the deep dive and get you some incredible coaching. All right. Have a beautiful week. That's all I've got for you today. Happy Sacred Sunday. Happy anniversary to the Bliss and Up podcast. I am so grateful to be here with you, and I will see you next week. That's it for today's episode. Thanks so much for being here. I am deeply, deeply grateful to connect. If you're loving this podcast, I'd love if you'd follow, rate, or leave a review wherever you listen to podcasts. Those reviews help us so, so much. And if you know of someone who could really use a voice like mine in their head, please share this episode with them. Now, if you're feeling called to keep the conversation going, come join us inside the Bliss and Up community on Facebook. It is a free space to reflect and root into intention together. You can find the link in the show notes or just search Bliss and Up with Caroline de Posada on Facebook. I'd love to welcome you in. Until next time, take care and keep noticing the sparks of bliss in your life.